Noon tornado devastation. A massive EF4 tornado slamming into the Oklahoma City suburb of Moore on Monday afternoon. It flattened entire neighborhoods with winds of up to 200 miles per hour. At one point, that tornado was estimated to be 2 miles across. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Dan Schaefer.
And good afternoon. I'm Dia Riley. We have just learned the medical examiner's office in Oklahoma has just revised the storm's death toll, now saying 24 people have died, including 9 children. Earlier reports had put the death toll at 51 people, 20 of those children. A spokeswoman is now saying she believes some victims were counted twice in the early chaos of this storm. That tornado made a direct hit on an elementary school in Moore. Officials are warning of the possibility of more deaths as rescue and recovery crews begin to search through the rubble.
People were just running up and down the streets, and I got them hollering out, you know, if you can hear me, call out. And we started finding people, and we started getting people out. We saw some unfortunate things, but we also helped a lot of people, and that's what's important.
And overnight, parents desperately looking for their kids gathered at a church as someone called out the names of children being dropped off there. Unfortunately, as crews continue to dig through the rubble at that school, some parents now are fearing the worst. Our Eric Waxler is tracking all the latest developments from this storm. He joins us now in our newsroom with more. Good afternoon, Eric.
It is so many horrible images, but also a lot of heroic efforts, as we just heard. The town of Moore is dealing with total devastation.
This is, without question, the most horrific I've ever seen.
This is what people in Moore, Oklahoma woke up to today. Homes destroyed for miles, entire neighborhoods gone.
There were people crawling out from everywhere and anywhere.
Oh, my God!
Yeah, now it's on the ground.
That's on the ground.
Got a tornado.
Just like on the movie Twister, there's horses and stuff flying everywhere. It's indescribable. I feel pretty lucky.
Schools were not a safe haven from this tornado. Plaza Towers Elementary School was wiped out with kids inside.
You really can't tell what was the front and what was the back anymore.
I was on the ground and I just, my ears just went and I couldn't hear anything except cracking and kids screaming.
There were many rescued from the rubble, including a teacher.
She was hurt pretty bad. We put her on a door and then put her on top of a Jeep and wheeled her out to the ambulances because there were so many cars around.
But today, there are many loved ones across this city lost.
It's his uncle that he's looking for, and the aunt told him he flew away in the storm. And so he's not expecting to find him alive.
What's even more hard to believe is that Moore, Oklahoma was hit by a very similar tornado in 1999. It actually appears some of the same neighborhoods destroyed then were wiped out this time. We'll have more on that coming up at 12:30. Dan?
All right.
New video into our newsroom this afternoon. It shows a time lapse of the tornado forming. Take a look. You can see how the funnel of that tornado takes shape, and then the storm moves through the area, kicking up debris. And the New York Times mapping out the destruction zone, saying that tornado traveled about 20 miles in 40 minutes off to the northwest. And we can now plot out the major damage sites like Briarwood Elementary School. You see right here, teachers carrying out students, one covered in blood here. Students were frightened, obviously, being carried away to safety from that school. Even worse, though, as we move down that map to Moore, the Plaza Towers Elementary School. Look at the total devastation here. This is where most of the 9 children reported killed lost their lives. Closer now to Interstate 35 as we move further along the timeline. More, look at this, the Moore Medical Center. Cars literally pushed right up against the front of that building at the parking lot to the main entrance with winds estimated at 200 miles per hour.